Hi, this is Amla Reddy, Associate Editor for Commercial Integrator, and I'm delighted to have Mike Bernhardt from Christie Digital joining in for a discussion on video walls and digital signage as part of our video wall and digital signage deep dive, which will be in our April spotlight on commercialintegrator.com, as well as in our April edition of Commercial Integrator and Security Sales and Integration. Welcome, Mike. So great to have you here today.
Thank you very much. Good to be here.
Absolutely. So let's get started. Can you talk a little bit about your role and what Christie Digital stands for in the digital signage space?
Sure, absolutely. So my name is Mike Bernhardt. I'm the Director of Product Management for the DirectView products, and that includes flat panels as well as LED products. That's mostly what we're going to talk about today, I think, is the LED products. Christie, as you probably know, is a 95-year-old company. We've been known traditionally for projection. We're very well known in cinema and in large-scale experiences for projection, theme parks and things. In the last several years, we've also expanded. We've moved into more display, direct view display technologies, flat panels, video walls, LED, that sort of thing. So we are a solution company. We also make the technology for video over IP. We make content management systems, media players, and so forth. So we're a very well-rounded technology company for.
No, that's great. It's great to hear how Christie's has its hands involved in so many different sections. So my next question for you is, what are the typical applications that you see and where is that growth specifically?
Well, I mean, I guess I don't need to tell you that digital signage has evolved over the years. It started out in the early days just really as for advertising and for wayfinding, which really was just using technology to replace applications which already existed, right? And then that sort of moved to retail and point of sales integration, which was more about the dynamic content using to make sure that all the information was relevant. And then interactive displays sort of became more prevalent, and that helped create engagement. But now it feels as though digital signage has become an extension of the brand experience, right? So, as retail is evolving, right, to adapting to changing behaviors with customers, premium brands realize that, they need an experience-first approach to create these meaningful connections, and that helps drive engagement and drives business. So the experience that they're developing go beyond just the point of sales and open file.
Yeah, and like you said, there's so much evolution happening. So I just wanted to ask specifically, can you talk about the evolution of display technology in digital signage?
Sure. Well, that's where we come in, right?
Yes.
So, as the applications in digital signage have evolved, so too have the technologies used to deliver those. So, as I said, in the early days, it was all about advertising, and that's really LCD flat panels were used for that. And as we move to interactive engagements and so forth, smaller bezels on video walls allowed for tiled LCD, and then that sort of evolved to LED. But now that, as I was saying before, the digital signage is used really as an extension of the brand experience. More creative LED applications and mixed technology displays combining with projection mapping and flat panels. That's all being designed. So, and as the world of digital signage has evolved, so too has Christie, right? So, I mentioned before that we, in those early days, we developed flat panels, and then we developed tiled flat panels, right, with smaller and smaller bezels to sort of make the experience better. And then we developed the original microtiles, what I call it the OG microtiles. So that product was really very well received and very successful in creating these unique experiences, any shape, any size was sort of our mantra, and we were very successful. And in fact, we were so unique that we were actually a category. Microtiles was a category in some award ceremony. So it was certainly transformative. It really sort of changed what people believed could be done with display technology environments. To early LED products that we sort of introduced, so forth. But we sort of took what we had done with the original microtiles, and then with the LED products, those early LED products the experience that we gained there, and we sort of took microtiles and we developed microtiles LED. Microtiles LED still has that same essence, the same DNA of the original microtiles product, right? Any shape, any size, creative applications, critical viewing, the best image in the most creative way possible. So that's sort of how we've evolved on the display technology along with the industry. So I like to think we did it in time.
Yeah, I love how you mentioned that, as the technology has evolved, so has the company. So my next question for you is actually, what trends in the technology are you seeing and that you're most excited about?
Right, well, I mean, naturally, the underlying technology in LED changes, and it'll continue to change, right? So whether it's, COB or flip chip, or whether it's, micro LED, mini LED, whatever, those technologies will change. They change, they'll continue to change, but ultimately, these changes are all really just serve to drive better outcome, right? And so the sort of the outcomes that we're seeing as being very, very important to our customers are things like smaller pixel pitches, right? And that's important because these are used as LED is used in environments where people are getting closer to the display, right? You need a tighter pixel pitch so that the eyes can fully resolve the image, right? So we've our microtiles product has evolved. We've now got a 0.75. We introduced it last year, a 0.75 millimeter version of our product. So that's very, very good for creating these beautiful high resolution images, right? Another thing we're seeing is the need for increased brightness, right? So people are realizing that they need to have very, very bright displays, and so we've got our microtiles product is 2,000 nits. It's very, very bright. It's much brighter than most other products in the market. But conversely, people realize that they need to have high performance at low brightness, right? So there are applications for which low brightness is what's needed, but with a lot of applications, with a lot of other LED products from other companies, when you get to the lower brightness, you see a reduction in the quality of the image, right? You sacrifice dynamic range or grayscale and so forth like that. So we find that people are realizing that it's not a one size fits all thing, right? So there's gonna be applications where low brightness is important. So in those applications, you don't want to sacrifice the quality of the display. That's another thing. The other thing is the importance of critical viewing, right? So whether it's HDR or high frame rate, 4K, 8K, any K, right? So the importance of critical viewing just becomes more and more important. And as I said before, another thing that people are looking at is creative shapes, right? So people are, whether it's curves or whether it's corners, I mean, those seem mundane, but creative people can use those things in very creative ways in very engaging application. In fact, we have a customer who wrapped a piano in a microtiles LED and had that as part of the overall experience, right? So, it's really up to the creativity of the people. We just give them the tools to be awesome, and then we'll figure it out. The other thing that people talk about a lot is quality beyond day one, right? It's if you walk around a trade show, look at LED, you're going to see a lot of nice looking LED. You don't want to come back and look a lot of those a year later or 2 years later, because a lot of times, they might look good at the outset, but they don't necessarily still look good on day 365 or day 700 or 365 times 30. But 2, 3, 5 years down the road, right? You want a solution that's going to look good the day you get it and many years down the road. And we take great pains to make sure that that's the case with Christie products. You can be sure that they look as good down the road as they do for later. So it's important. The other thing that we're seeing more and more often, which is new, and it's not really entirely technology based. It's beyond just the technology, but the greater concern for energy efficiency and sustainability, right? This is increasingly becoming a very important consideration in mind design. So Christie is committed to sustainability and reducing our environmental impact, and that's with things in the product such as low power consumption and upgradability, for example, with our solution. You don't have to throw away the whole solution if you want to say come with something with a higher, a tighter pixel picture with something that has a higher color gamut that we might come out with a few years later. There's a lot of solutions you have to take down the old wall, throw it away, install a new one. With ours, it's you maintain the majority of the product and you just have to replace the front part. So that's a big part of the sustainability commitment that we have. And the other thing is not just the products we make, but the way in which we make them. So we're committed to basically, making our products in a way which is respectful of the environment and the earth. And this is the month that has Earth Day, so that's good. So that's important. We really find that that's important, and it's becoming increasingly more important. That's it. That's what I got.
No, that is fantastic. It's so great to see Christie is at the forefront of so much creativity, innovation, and sustainability. It's amazing to see that. Just before we wrap up, I just wanted to ask you, is there anything, I know we've talked so much, but is there anything that I have not asked, but you would like to spotlight here?
No, you did a good job.
Awesome. No, I think you did a great job. Thank you so much for giving us such wonderful insights into the digital signage space and the video wall space. I think it's very exciting to see where the next year and years later will take us. So thank you again for joining us today. Yeah, thank you. And again, this is Amla Reddy from Commercial Integrator, and our video wall digital signage deep dive coverage will be in the April spotlight on commercialintegrator.com. Also, check out the video wall and digital signage deep dive itself in the April issue of Commercial Integrator and Security Sales and Integration. Thank you.